coming to you live on tape from the beautiful Campbell Bell Building on the Square in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's time for Northwest Arkansas Business Radio. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Robison, and you have landed on another episode of Northwest Arkansas Business Radio, right here on Business RadioX, the place where Northwest Arkansas comes to hear excellent people talk about excellent things. And we are so glad that you joined us today. And of all the places that you could have been, of all the podcasts you could be listening to right now, the fact that you choose to listen to us is a great big deal, and that is not lost on us at all. As we get started this morning, guys, I just want to put over my friends at Superior Marketing Solutions. April and her team do an excellent job crafting marketing messages. They do a great job getting people established on social media. They do a great job crafting a message that will get your customers talking. And I know this because they've helped craft my message that have gotten customers talking. People are calling simply because of what they're seeing on the social media pages of Northwest Arkansas Business Radio. I can't put over the people over at over at Superior Marketing Solutions more. And if you want my information, man, I've got a sweet hookup there at Superior Marketing Solutions. Go ahead and just shoot me an email, adam@nwabrx.com. Or if you just want to skip me and go right to the person who's going to make all of your marketing dreams come true, go ahead and email April at contact@superiorsolutions.nwa.com. Her and her team are going to make your message resonate in ways that it never has before. Mark my words. So glad that I have a great person in guest or in studio for our episode today. This is Kenley Holman. And Kenley, you're from My Tea by Design, right?
Absolutely.
So welcome to Northwest Arkansas Business Radio. I'm going to pass on a little secret about Kenley. This is her first podcast, but she's killing it already. She's pulled up to her mic. She's ready to talk. Kenley, welcome. Say hello to our listeners.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Yeah, I think they are, just because they got to hear your voice already, and that's just going to make the day better. Kenley, tell us about yourself. I do know that you're 22 years old, but that's about it. Go ahead and share more about who you are in Jonesboro for a couple of years.
I'm actually from Heber Springs, Arkansas.
It's very
beautiful.
different.
Troutwater.
Northeast Arkansas from Northwest Arkansas. What are some things you noticed about that were different?
I actually graduated in May. I honestly think the community in psychology.
Congratulations.
Out here, it's just thriving more.
Yeah.
But I have a little doggy, two doggies at home. The people are way different. So although it's like a small town out that way.
Very cool.
You still feel like you know people out here as soon as you meet them. They're very open, friendly, welcoming, and it's just very nice compared to out there. Because out there is lovely, yes. It's beautiful. Lake Town, love it. But I definitely love up here and the people.
I love how political your answer was, just in case somebody back home hears this podcast, because I spent two years in Jonesboro and that area up there. And what I found was exactly what you're saying, only I'm going to say it a little bit more plainly. I felt like people in Jonesboro and that surrounding area were just miserable. But they were happy. They were content in their misery. Like it was just, well, it's just the way it's going to be. And I don't find that here. In Northwest Arkansas, it's the reason why this is Northwest Arkansas Business Radio instead of Northeast Arkansas Business Radio, is the people of Northwest Arkansas. It's a magical place because the people realize what the problem is. They craft a solution, and then they go get it. Right?
Yes, they do.
And so it's really cool that I'm in the northwest corner now. And I'm sure last time I went to Jonesboro, I was amazed at the growth. It's amazing, the development of that area. But I'll stick with my northwest corner every time. Right?
Yes, 100%.
So, all right. So from Heber Springs, you've graduated from school. Now you're with My Tea by Design,
yes.
Which sounds interesting because you can't tell by that name exactly what it is. So go ahead and share with our listeners, what is My Tea by Design?
Yeah, so My Tea by Design is a therapeutic art studio. Our mission is to strengthen the mental wellness of individuals one paint stroke at a time.
I love that.
Yes, so we go out into the community and we do a bunch of community events. So our most famous event that we do is at 612 Coffee House and Bar. It's our it's every first Friday of every month. It's from 7 to 9, and we just invite the family out. It's only $15, so that because we know, like, the economy's getting kind of bad, and people can't just go out with their families much anymore. So we try to keep it at a lower rate, so that way they can do that and still enjoy themselves.
Wow, I love that. Yeah. That's great. And so, is that a little fundraiser for you guys, or is it just a gathering?
We actually do lose that night. We do it for the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. All right, so we get the story of you growing up in Northeast Arkansas. Most of us don't get to pick where we're raised, right? So, but you've moved to Northwest Arkansas. You're working for an organization called Mighty by Design, or Mighty by Design. What is that? Because by the name, I can't tell what it is, but it's a pretty outstanding organization, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Mighty by Design Therapeutic Art Studio. The T stands for anything you want it to, but especially your truth. So it's for you to bring out your truth, speak your truth, and know you're valuable and know your worth.
Yeah.
That's what we say is see your value and know your worth.
I love that because what I've learned, and I'm getting closer to 50. I'm a 47-year-old man, and I tell people right now, and I believe it for the first time in my life, I'm really living my best life right now, right? I've got a woman that loves me. I've got a job that gives me purpose, and I love what I'm getting to do. But I'm still, at 47 years old, learning my value and my worth. It's something that my pride and my ego wouldn't let me wrestle with in my 20s. But now that I'm in my later 40s, I'm starting to get a hold of that. So as an organization, what type of people do you help? Is there like different groups or ethnicities represented? Tell us about who you help.
Yeah, so we typically try to help juvenile youth or youth in trouble. We go out and help with veterans, and we also go to like assisted living facilities because they're also a forgotten generation dynamic.
Yeah.
So they are still looking to find their worth and know their value. And it's always good to have communication because not everybody's family comes out and visit them where they're at.
Wow.
And so, you still get to connect with them on a level. And we just went last week and you learn so much from them. It's crazy.
I bet.
We cried a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, it seems like it would be in a very emotionally geared type of work that, yes. Because you're truly getting to take someone who's down on their luck, they're in a bad place, and you're trying to help, give them a boost or scaffold them up so that they can succeed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you get some great stories that have come out of that place, stories of accomplishment and recovery. I know you're not allowed to mention names or anything, but are there any stories that you could share with us just to kind of give us an idea of what you've seen?
Yeah, so specifically, we actually just had Lakeisha does one-on-one art of rejuvenation programs with people. So
okay,
it's like
let's stop for a second. You mentioned a new name. So who's Lakeisha, just so that our audience knows?
My apologies. Lakeisha is the founder and CEO of Mighty by Design.
The founder and CEO.
Yes.
Okay, I knew she was the CEO. I didn't know that she was also the founder.
Yes.
How long has Mighty by Design been around?
So she coined it up in 2017, but it was mobile at the time, and then by 2018 she was able to get the studio that we have now.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. Wow. So go ahead and continue your statement then.
Yeah. So she had these one-on-one with this lady. I'd only met this lady a few times. I try to stay out of the room when she's doing her one-on-ones. And she's also a veteran. And we were having her graduation, and it was our first time doing an off-site graduation. So basically the graduation is all their artwork is put up, and they're telling their friends and family about it and kind of the breakthroughs they had throughout.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
That's
so
cool.
she had it off-site on a horse ranch for veterans, like a nonprofit. And so that was really amazing, and we got to just see her journey throughout all the paintings. So she was a veteran, so she's gone through a lot. I believe she was talking about how she's gone through things her whole life, and that it's really caused her to see her value and her worth. Yeah. And so that's
amazing.
Awesome.
Wow. So years ago, I was in ministry at a church, and we actually started a Celebrate Recovery ministry. It sounds a little similar to that. Is it at all, or?
Sort of, like if you want it to be that, but then there's other things that that are just geared towards like childhood trauma and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Wow. So how did you find out about Mighty by Design? Was it just an exceptionally well-written ad on Indeed, or was there something else?
No. So actually, one day I kind of just had something come over me to look up therapeutic art. So I just decided to search on Google and found her studio. So I called her. I was like, hey, let's make an appointment. Like, I want to just talk to you.
Yeah.
So I went out to her studio. We had a long conversation. You know, she's a small business, so she really didn't have the funding to hire me. But she told me about the Venture Intern Program, which is through the university. And they pay you to work for small businesses.
Wow.
Yes.
I need to find out about that program.
They
wow.
are amazing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I worked for her as an intern through that program for my last semester of college. And then by the time I graduated, she offered me the position to be the community outreach and programs manager for her.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So, wow. So you saw an opportunity, you went out and got it. Now, I got to tell you, for all the people that kind of take a squat on 22-year-olds and 23-year-olds saying that, you know, there's this sense of entitlement, which I've seen, but I've seen it in my generation too, right? And so you're kind of living proof that there are people, Generation Zers, I guess, that know how to go out and get yourself the job that you want to get, and that's pretty fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that really speaks to something inside of you that isn't typical, right? So. What do you constitute that kind of value or those values and the inspiration to go out and get what you want? Where did that come from?
You know, I feel like I've been a go-getter my whole life, you know. As a teenager, I was a little crazy out there. And, you know, my mom just kept showing me, like, you're worth so much more than this. Like, you know, you have a bright future ahead of you. And my dad actually passed away when I was younger. And he's always been my drive for mental health.
Yeah.
And so I really think he's had a lot to do with helping me get to where I'm at today. And causing me to be courageous enough to go out and get some of the things that I want and never back down because I know my value and I know my worth.
Yeah, so. That's incredible. So we have similar stories in that regard. My dad passed away when I was a teenager, and for me, it was the day that I outlived him. Like, right, because he died at 37 years old. Yeah. And so the day I became 38, suddenly I was like, I'm living life on purpose. I'm going and getting what I want.
Yes.
I was the guy that didn't quit college when college got hard because, I don't know, there was just something about that. So I totally identify with you when you say, boy, I lost my dad, and that has just propelled me to the stratosphere. Yes. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. My wife is very lucky. She's not had to take care of either of her parents. They're both in their 70s, super healthy, nice. Like ridiculous. They're probably going to outlive me, how healthy they are in their 70s. There's just something about when you lose a parent that kind of locks. I think, you know, you and I instantly bonded over it. And then I think, you know, there's something about when you know. I know a little bit about what you went through. You know a little bit about what I've gone through, and so that's a thing. So let's get back to Mighty by Design, okay? Because it's a fascinating company or organization that's helping all sorts of people. So because I thought originally it was a youth organization, but then I heard you say that no, you help veterans and you help some elderly as well. What are the qualifiers to come to Mighty by Design and get help? Anybody.
We try to keep everything at a low rate as of right now, just so everybody does have the opportunity, but you can be any age. When I actually interned, I did a 6-year-old one-on-one, and I was able to do that with her by myself, and that was super awesome. So yeah, so anywhere from ages, I'd say about 3, 4, all the way up until as old as you can get and want to come out.
And we're using the arts as a tool for healing. Is that correct?
Okay. Canvases and acrylic paint.
Okay. Wow. So I told you, and one of the things that I haven't got to announce too much here on the airwaves is we actually have a podcast that's going to record its first episode tonight called The Significance Project, hosted by a great friend of mine named Tracy O'Malley. And that entire podcast is about people who have been through trauma and tough events in their life and found healing through the arts. And so we didn't know each other before this morning, and now I realize we have a podcast that's getting ready to come to fruition that really talks about the heart of who you guys are and what you're about. So as an organization, what do you need? What do you want? How can you use this megaphone that we're giving you at Business Radio X to talk to the community and share a message that's important to your organization?
Yeah, so we just encourage everybody to come out. We really need more funding as it is a small business. We need help, word of mouth. We would love to have y'all come out. We do studio rentals as well, so even if you just need a birthday party rental without the paint part, really, we're open to anything.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Absolutely.
Because I got a question. So this is a small business, not a nonprofit, right?
Right.
Okay. I misspoke earlier in the interview. For those of you that are getting ready to email me and say, hey, she said it was a small business, I got it, right? It's a small business. So this is a for-profit business. Then let's talk about the studio. What was that? What did the studio come around for? What was the use or design of it?
Yeah, so she was able to find it. It's off on Sunbridge down the road. So basically you just come in and it's a super serene, relaxing place to be. So we have like a waterfall in the back. We got a cool little setup of cool couches, just a relaxing environment. And then of course like the normal studio chairs and it's just super nice when you walk in. You can see community artwork. So everybody that's decided to leave their artwork is just hanging up on the wall. And it's beautiful in there. Yeah.
Kind of like, is it like a little museum exhibit type thing with the people who have left their work?
Yeah, you could say it is. Yeah, for sure. Because Lakeisha has obviously done it longer than I have. So she can tell you stories about every single painting in there. She's like, oh, yeah, I know who did that back in And it's super awesome.
That's really great. So, for the rest of the room, is it just really supposed to be serene and peaceful and just kind of a chill place?
Yeah, just for you to come and be at peace. You can be very mindful. We encourage meditation. So like usually on the TV we have some kind of relaxing music, waterfall going on. And we also offering counseling in the facility through Amber Karsten. Yeah, I'm actually her assistant as well.
Okay.
So
yeah, because your bachelor's degree is in psychology, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this an organization that you grow with, or do you have other goals and dreams, or what?
So Mighty by Design is who I plan to grow with. We have the ultimate goal. We don't know what that looks like next 3 years, 5 years. But I would like to take Mighty by Design home with me.
That's very cool. I understand what you mean. I know right now I just successfully, I feel like it's been a successful launch of Northwest Arkansas Business Radio. So I'm already looking at like Joplin and Branson and Springfield. And so I'm with you. Like I hit a point that feels like success and it's time to start setting new goals, right? And so, please excuse me. All right. So, if I feel like you've done a great job kind of presenting your company for us today. I really hope that your CEO can come on and share some time with us. Maybe we can get the both of you on the Significance Project podcast and let you guys talk to Tracy, because I'm sure she would ask you much better questions than I have sitting here. I wish she was here for the podcast today. Nevertheless, if someone wants to find out more about Mighty by Design, how do they go about doing that? I'm sure there's socials and websites and all that stuff. So go ahead and share that with us.
Yeah, so we have a website. It's Mighty by Design. So typically you just take out all the hyphens. So it's usually my-t, all the way through. But it's just my, M-Y-T, by design.
All one word. mytbydesign.com.
And then you can find us that just Mighty by Design. Take out all the hyphens and my, M-Y-T, by Design on all of our social medias.
Yeah. Okay.
Facebook, Instagram.
Okay. And don't forget, guys, because I had asked at the beginning of this interview, or maybe it was before we went on camera, I was like, so does the T testosterone? Because that's what I immediately assumed. I love that for you guys, T stands for truth. It really is somebody's superpower, and that's what we like to focus on here at Business Radio X. We love, in fact, when I'm out on socials and I'm trying to find people with great stories, I'm like, hey, come share your superpower. Share the superpower of your business, because we've all got one, right? We've all got a superpower, and as far as I'm concerned, everybody needs a podcast, right? So that they can like shout out to the world what their superpower is. And so I don't know, maybe you and I can start spreading the message. Everybody needs a podcast.
You're a Mighty by Design.
There you go. See, it works. That was perfect. I knew you had an inner excitement that was waiting to get out, and that's awesome. So awesome. So we're out of time. Is there anything else that you would like to communicate to the audience, or anything you wanted to say regarding you or Mighty by Design?
I think I pretty much covered it all. We do have monthly workshops that reoccur, such as the first community paint night. Every second Sunday, we have an anything but a paintbrush workshop. And then every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, we host a walk-in and paint, so just anybody can come in and paint.
That's so cool. So people can go to your website and find out the schedule for all those and what time?
Yeah, absolutely. And then Eventbrite. We usually post most of our stuff on Eventbrite.
So that allows people to register for the different things and gives you an idea of how many to expect.
Yep.
Perfect. That just makes too much sense. Well, for Kenley Holman with Mighty by Design, my name is Adam Robison with Northwest Arkansas Business Radio. Guys, it's been a very interesting episode with a very interesting guest. If you've got someone in your family or in your circle that can benefit from Mighty by Design, make sure that you check these guys out. Replay this episode as many times as you need to. Share it with whoever you need. But guys, you know that you have people in your circle that need this organization, and that's why we do what we do, because we want to share the secrets of the great things, the excellent things that are out there in Northwest Arkansas, and that's exactly what Kenley's done today. So excited that you are here with us today. For all of us here at Northwest Arkansas Business Radio, we will see you next time.